Alright guys, so I'm going to break down this kit for you here real quick. Got a flashlight, does 3 different settings, a bright, a dim, and an SOS. There's the bright, and it does have the, again, kind of a bezel that brings the scope in, but bright, dim, and SOS. And you might have seen my other video on the Worspoday Survival KIt. It's the same flashlight. Did pretty good job in the night. Comes with a tactical pen. It's got the cover on it just to make sure you don't run out of the ink, and thing to break the glass in case you need to break glass. It does come with paracord, so I'm always a proponent of having cordage on me, and so this is a multifaceted or multifunctional paracord bracelet. So you can see it's got the clasp. It goes to different sizes depending on the size of your wrist. It's got a little built-in ferro rod and striker. I had to get the coating off there, guys. Yeah, not a huge fan of the smaller striker. The bigger the better, but you know, in a pinch it would work. It's nice to have it as a redundancy. Also has a built-in compass, and finally it also has a whistle. It's actually really loud. Comes with another whistle as well, so say this one's actually probably a little louder, higher pitch. A good sized ferro rod, so we'll give this a test today. I think we'll try it with some fat wood. A kind of upgraded knife, so it came out of the box pretty sharp. We'll see how she does with some fat wood and do some shavings and whatnot. And space blanket, so obviously great in case you didn't prepare with your first line of defense for mitigating thermal heat loss, which would be your clothing. And then finally one of these, what is it, an 11-in-1 kit, and I'll give you a picture of that just so you can check it out. Anyways, let's take this out and give it a try. Alright guys, so I'm going to basically just use the back of my knife here and get some shavings off of this, some scrapings. And I'm looking for preferably about as much as a half dollar size if possible, or at least a quarter. This knife, back of the blade is doing pretty good for this. Pretty happy with that. It's not super sharp. It's not a really strong 90 degree angle, but definitely getting the job done. Alright, so that ought to get us enough to see how this ferro rod works for us. So as you probably know, there's black coating on the ferro rod. You got to get that off before it really will give it any spark. There we go. You can see that stuff burns great. Usually about a half dollar will burn at least 8 minutes. So even when you have a really bad situation, this stuff does fantastic. So happy with the rod and as well as the knife on this one, guys. Alright guys, so we're going to give this fire striker a try, and I got a piece of fat wood here, and if you're not familiar with fat wood, it's basically a pine or spruce tree where it's been injured. Similar to your body, you send blood to basically cauterize the wound or make the wound stop bleeding. The tree does the same thing. You cut a limb gets bruised or damaged somehow, it sends turpine, basically in this case, out to the wound in order to seal it up, and it makes this stuff extremely flammable. So I'm very confident with this in rain, water, sleet, snow. I've done it all with fat wood, and Love this stuff. So if you ever find a piece out in the bush, definitely recommend hacking a hunk off and keeping it in your kit. But we'll go ahead and use the back of our blade and get a little bit of dust set up with this, and we'll see how she lights, see how the knife does, and the ferro rod. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so I'm gonna basically just use the back of my knife here and get some shavings off of this, some scrapings, and I'm looking for preferably about as much as a half dollar size if possible, or at least a quarter. This knife, back of the blade is doing pretty good for this. Pretty happy with that. It's not super sharp. It's not a really strong 90 degree angle, but definitely getting the job done. Alright, so that'll get us enough to see how this ferro rod works for us. So as you probably know, this black coating on the ferro rod, you got to get that off before it really will give it any spark. There we go. You can see that stuff burns great. Usually about a half dollar will burn at least 8 minutes. So even when you have really bad situation, this stuff does fantastic. So happy with the rod and as well as the knife on this one, guys. There's just another quick look at the kit before I give you final summation. It did come with all padded like this as well. It's kind of different. Most of the other kits don't. But hold on, I'll get set up and give you my final thoughts here. Alright, so I'd have to say overall I'm pretty happy with that kit. I really like that it comes with all the paracord as well as the redundancies with the extra flint as well as the whistle. The knife, definitely an upgraded knife, better than some of the other kits that I've found. So overall I think it definitely fits the bill. It does have a small case, so it's definitely compact. But if I were to try to boil water in that, like rock boil water, you wouldn't get too much out of it. And it is plastic, so you'd probably have to put something between the plastic and the hot rocks when you submerge it. Maybe some sand or some clay at the bottom to mitigate the heat burning through the plastic. But I do think you could boil water in that. One of my other upcoming kit reviews, maybe I'll try to actually do that because I've been curious about it. But anyways, I'd give it thumbs up. Hope to see you guys on the trail. Stay dirty.